A Radio 1 station. Boston's home for classic soul and R&B. 1090 AM. WILD. Boston.
Mr. President, I want to start off like this. Jobs. That's the number one issue in all of America right now.
This week we signed a small business bill that helps give them financing and tax cuts because small businesses create the majority of jobs in this country. We've given them credit so that if they hire unemployed workers, they'll get a tax break. What we've got to do is to keep moving forward on the policies I've put in place.
The number one attorney, Warren Ballentine.
As an attorney, I look at the penal system. I see these non-violent felons who get out of jail, they go in at 19, they get rehabilitated, they come out, they can't get a job. How do we address them in this society?
This is just one more reason to vote. If we can start giving folks second chances, create programs where maybe they start off with an apprenticeship, but it starts with making sure that people are staying out of trouble in the first place.
You're locked into the Warren Ballentine Show, coast to coast and around the world. 877-373-9766. 877-373-9766. And log on to thetruthfighters.com right now.
The champ is here! 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 The champ is here!
All right, Truth Fighters, welcome to the second hour of the Warren Ballentine Show. I am joined right off the bat by one of my friends, somebody I truly admire, love what he's doing, and I'm always going to support him because I think he is great at his job. He is the Secretary of Education, Arnie Duncan. Arnie, welcome back to the show.
Good morning, sir. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
Things are great. Doing real well.
Now, you guys are going to be in Boston. President Obama's giving a speech at Tech Boston to promote innovative education strategies that will prepare American students to compete in the 21st century economy. How does this work, and how much money has been set aside to make this strategy work?
So it's actually been an amazing couple of days. The President and I were in a high school on Friday in Miami-Dade. We were in a high school yesterday here in the D.C. area. Today we're going to go to Boston in about an hour or so. So he's in 3 schools in 3 days. So just, given all the challenges he faces, with all the global issues, to see just a laser-like focus on education. So we want to continue to invest in a couple ways, Warren. We think these STEM fields, science, technology, engineering, math, are where the jobs are going to be of the future. And so having our young people be prepared to be the innovators, to be the entrepreneurs down the road is so important. Tech Boston's doing a great job there, and we want to learn what's working there, why so many young people are being successful, how we replicate those lessons. And then we want to continue to invest in sort of cutting-edge technology, finding new ways to teach students, and we're asking for about $90 million in our budget to do that, and we're going to be talking about that as well today.
Now, Arnie, one of the big things that's going on, and we dealt with this in Chicago, so many districts across the country are facing budget cuts. And it seems like, to me, every time they want to cut something, it's in the educational field. Why is this?
Well, I think this is where the public has to stand up and vote and let their voices be heard. And parents and community leaders. And it's so interesting to me that at a time, are these tough budget times? Yes, these are extraordinarily tough budget times. But just as families do, you prioritize and you figure out what you must cut or what you can't cut. And at a time when the president is flatlining, holding the line on domestic spending, he's actually asking for a $2 billion increase in funding for education. So he just fundamentally sees this as an investment. And I would challenge, governors and mayors and local school boards to if you don't invest in education, if we don't end this dropout crisis, if we don't have so many more of our young folks prepared for college and careers, long term the damage we do to our country and to the economy is huge. But if folks don't let if their voices aren't heard on these issues, then it gives politicians free reign. And the fact of the matter is, children, 5-year-olds don't vote. When early childhood gets cut, those 3- and 4-year-olds can't go vote, but their parents sure can. Their grandparents sure can. But that's got to happen.
Arnie, I love what you've been doing, and I'll say this for the record. I know it is a big task, but we have to, people are criticizing the president for focusing on education. We need to be focusing on that like we want air.
24/7. And again, if you look at a 25% dropout rate, you look at our unemployment rate, what's staggering to me, Warren, at a time of very high dropout rates, we have about 3 million jobs in this country today that are unfilled. Employers can't fill them because we're not producing the knowledge workers they need. And the president and I met with a group of CEOs last week, and it was amazing. One after another said, we are trying to hire, and we simply can't find the workers to do the work. And so we have to. It's a skilled workforce. You got to be able to have technology skills. You got to be able to work in a diverse team. And these jobs and these companies are simply going to go to other countries where they're producing the knowledge workers who can fill these positions. And so this is the answer. This is the long-term answer to what ails our society.
Now, what can Americans learn more about the president's strategies on this?
Just come to our website, go to the White House website, whatever folks want to do, and we're pushing very, very hard on what we call this cradle-to-career continuum. Much more early childhood education, getting our babies off to a great start, make sure they enter kindergarten ready to learn and ready to read, dramatic K-12 reform agenda, and we've put $40 billion into higher education to increase access, more Pell Grants, $2 billion into community colleges, and so we're investing everywhere along that cradle-to-career continuum, but we need folks to continue to demand more and to demand excellence. We have to educate our way to a better economy. It's the only way we're going to get there, Warren.
Secretary of Education, my friend Arnie Duncan, and also a great ball player. I checked you out All-Star Weekend. I was out there. I checked you out.
Hey, thank you. Hey, keep up the great work. I'm so proud of you. Be cool now.
All right, Artie.
1090 WILDAF WILD, where information is power.
Welcome back to the Warren Ballentine Show, heard coast to coast and border to border, giving the truth fighters a voice in the call for justice. 877-373-9766. 877-373-9766. And chat right now. Log on to thetruthfighters.com.
No one on the corner has swagger like us. Swagger like us. Swagger like us. No one on the corner has swagger like us. Swagger like us. Swagger like us. No one on
All right, Truth Fighters, 877-373-9766, number to dial. You know, if you're not paying attention, you won't see how brilliant of a plan the Republicans have. They took out Acorn because they registered so many people to vote. Now they're trying to take out the unions. Now they're telling college kids, we don't want you to be able to vote on your campus. You got to go home to the city or state that you belong in. And all this happened because President Obama is president. Let's just keep it 1,000 right now. They don't want another phenomenon known as President Obama. Yet we're not saying nothing. We're letting this happen. And then when we get under the Republican control, then we'll be complaining instead of standing up right now. What did John Bonner tell you guys? He will deliver jobs. How long you been Speaker of the House? 3 months. Have you guys seen any jobs? You know, and let me say this. Sometimes you have to be able to read between the lines, right? This whole Charlie Sheen situation. Charlie was fired because of the derogatory remark he made about the Jewish man named Chuck Lorre. If Charlie never says that, he's never fired. They put him in rehab, put him back on the show. Why am I saying that? Too much money involved. Right now, that show is the #1 watch show, and the reruns are the #1 watch show in America. Too much money. They're not going to let that money go. But because he said what he said, they can't let it ride. 877-373-9766. Let's go back out to the lines. Let's go to Doug in Goldsboro, North Carolina, Sirius XM Line 5. What's up, Doug?
Hey, what's up, my brother? Listen, you was talking about the guy down in, I think, was the Tennessee, about the governor or the senator,
Now, down in New York, he wants to investigate the Muslims here in this country.
You got 400% of terrorist group, 400% of attempt against assassination of President Obama. How come he's not talking about that? And how come he's not talking about how come he's not talking about, like you said, he's not talking about all the Klansmen that's down in South Carolina and all these other groups, you know, like you have, as well as the skinheads over there in Seattle, Washington. How come he's not talking about those terrorist groups? They just as well can be called terrorist group. They was the first terrorists that we know of. over here in the United States of the great America?
Let me tell you how, and see, again, this is what I'm talking about, reading between the lines, right? Now, this congressman is getting support from Majority Leader Eric Cantor. But John Boner and Kevin McCartney, the Majority Whip, both of them are staying away from this. Why is Cantor supporting him? Well, he's the highest-ranking Jewish member of Congress.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's why he's supporting him.
Well, I appreciate the info.
Hey, brother, thank you for the call. I mean, look, you got to read between the lines here. And see, this is my thing about our Jewish brothers and sisters. Hey, I'm not mad at them. We need to be doing the same thing. We the fools. We got all this spending power. We got all these people who are rich now in our communities. We got all this education. Yet we too dumb to come together to create a leveraging point. Can't get mad at the Jewish community, the Arabic community, our Asian brothers and sisters, our Latino. We can't get mad at them. We should be mad at ourselves. You got all this power within our neighborhoods now. In our communities, it's coming out of our communities, coming out of our neighborhoods. And we too dumb to organize and get together. Hey, you can't get mad at them. Cannot get mad at all. We are twice the population in this country than our Jewish brothers and sisters, but yet no leverage, none whatsoever. Why? Because whenever we start talking about coming together, what's the first thing we want to do? Tear it down. Tear it down. You know, sometimes when I want to get a laugh, right now Charlie Sheen is my entertainment. When I need to laugh, I turn on Charlie Sheen's interviews and, you know, it makes me laugh. But other things that make me laugh is when I Google and see these blogs of people talking about myself, Reverend Sharpton, Minister Farrakhan, or anybody else who's out here trying to do something in the community. And these people write these blogs downing people who are trying to do things in the community. And I always laugh because I'm like, what are you doing in the community? I mean, really, does anybody even know that you're in your community? Because people are so quick to tear down in our communities instead of saying, you know what? How can I help? How can I be of service? Or if you see somebody doing something and you don't think they're doing it the right way, why tear them down? Why not go to them and say, hey, you know what? I think this way will work better. What do you think about it? It's almost like we don't have any love for anybody who looks like us. The only people that we really show love to, let's think about it. Athletes, entertainers, preachers, right? That's who we show love to. You know, it's funny because when you talk to these young people today, you know who they think are the leaders? T.I., Lil Wayne. And this is because adults aren't teaching them or telling them any differently. And see, my problem with all this is two things. Number one, we are more educated and have more millionaires than we've ever had in the history of this country. Yet, we find every reason why we can't come together. My second problem with this is just simply this. It's okay to be a scared Negro. It is. But if you a scared Negro, shut up and get on the sidelines. Because a scared Negro will get you killed every time. I guess we just got a whole bunch of scared Negroes right now. That's the only thing I can come up with.
1090 WILDAF. WILD. Where information is power. Is your business slow? These days, you can't just wait for customers to come to the door. We're here to generate customers for your business. For over 56 years of broadcasting to you with a voice deeply rooted in the African-American communities, Radio 1 has also served the Boston communities here and across the country for over 30 years. For over 5 years, affiliated with Syndication 1, launching in January 2006. No other radio station in Boston today are no match for the powerful voice and information. It's Boston's #1 old school show in the country. It's the Tom Joyner Morning Show, weekdays, followed by compelling black talk shows starting at 10 a.m. with the #1 Truthfighter in Boston and across the country.
It's the People's Attorney, the Warren Ballentine Show.
Through the afternoons at 1 p.m. with the #1 black talk show in Boston and also across the country. Keeping it real with the Reverend Al Sharpton. And the home for classic soul and R&B starting at 4 p.m. Eastern. Need help generating customers for your business, selling tickets for concerts, job fairs, and more? Call us right here at 1090 a.m. WILD. Tap into the urban adult market with Metro Boston and beyond. Call 617-970-4308. Today. 617-970-4308 to advertise your business. Continuing advertisement power from NewsTalk 1090 WILDAM, where information is power.
Unity through music. 1090 WILD Boston, a Radio 1 station.
Recently on the Tom Joyner Morning Show.
Good morning.
Miss Badu.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Good morning.
How are your eyes?
Badu.
Are you blind?
Did your eyes bleed after seeing it the first time?
Yes.
No, Anthony Brown is fine. So.
I want to know, where can I get that blob that was on yours? Because the blob saw everything, and I saw nothing.
Your pixelated blob looked dirty.
It's about real life. It's about real fun. It's the Tom Joyner Morning Show.
Tom Joyner in the morning.
6 to 10 a.m. Eastern. Classic soul.
10, 9.
The People Station. WILD.
Tune in to Prophet Andre as he delivers the truthful message from the scriptures of the Holy Bible.
Telling you God's words, delivering the real message.
Prophet Andre presents the half-hour program, The Outreach Ministries, Sunday mornings at 8:30 a.m. Eastern.
Only on NewsTalk 1090 a.m. WILD.
Information is power.
The Osiris Group proudly presents Families Do Matter with your hosts Larry and Deborah Hickenbottom. Sundays from 1 to 2 p.m. Eastern on NewsTalk 1090 a.m. WILD Boston, where information is power.